You ever had that one neighbor who thinks they run the entire neighborhood? Well, mine tried to kick my guests off a lake party. But she froze when I told her, "It's my private land." Here's what happened. It was one of those perfect Saturday afternoons. The sun was high, the air smelled faintly of pine, and my little lakefront property was alive with laughter. I had invited a few close friends and family members over for a cookout by the water. Kids were splashing near the dock, adults were lounging in lawn chairs with drinks in hand, and everything felt peaceful. That is until she arrived. If you've ever lived in a neighborhood with a homeowners association, you've probably met someone like her. Ours is named Carol, but everyone calls her HOA Karen. She's the self-appointed sheriff of the subdivision, constantly patrolling in her golf cart with a clipboard, ready to cite anyone for a flower pot being the wrong color or a car parked slightly outside the line. And today, she was coming straight for us. Her golf cart crunched down the gravel path, her sunglasses glinting like a villain in a movie. She parked dramatically, stepped out, and crossed her arms. "Excuse me," she barked, loud enough that the music at the dock seemed to quiet down. "This lake is private property, HOA members only. Your guests need to leave immediately." I blinked, stunned. What?" She jabbed a finger toward my cousins, who were floating lazily on inflatable tubes. "They don't live here. HOA rules are very clear: no outside guests using community amenities, so pack it up." My friends exchanged nervous glances. My aunt whispered, "Do we need to go?" I took a slow breath, fighting back a laugh. This woman had stormed onto my property to tell me who I could and couldn't invite. "Karen," I said calmly, "this isn't HOA land. This lake is part of my property, private land. I pay the taxes on it." She froze, her mouth hanging open like she'd just swallowed a bug. That's not possible. The lake belongs to the community." I shook my head and pulled out my phone. I had anticipated this moment months ago when I first bought the house. After hearing stories of her harassment, I had saved a copy of my property map from the county's GIS system. I pulled it up and showed her. "See this line?" I pointed at the bold black border. "The HOA property ends here. Everything beyond this, including the dock, the water access, and this stretch of shoreline, is legally mine. Meaning, my guests are free to enjoy it." Her face turned redder by the second. You can't just, that's not fair. This lake should be for everyone," she stammered. "Then maybe you should buy a house with lakefront property," I said with a shrug. "Until then, you don't get to tell me or my guests what to do on land I own." The best part, my uncle, who has a mischievous streak, raised his beer and called out, "Cheers to private property." Everyone laughed, and a few of the kids even splashed water in Karen's direction, though not close enough to hit her. She sputtered, pointed at me like she wanted to say something else. But no words came out. For once, the queen of HOA drama had nothing to say. She huffed, stomped back to her golf cart, and drove off so fast that the gravel stood behind her wheels. After she left, the party picked right back up. Music, laughter, the smell of grilled burgers filling the air. And every so often, one of my friends would chuckle and say, "Hey, are we still allowed on your lake?" I'd grin and reply, "As long as it's my land, you're always welcome." The best part, a week later, I got a letter from the HOA. They tried to formally notify me about unauthorized use of community property. Guess who marched straight to their office with the same property deed map in hand? Yet me. And after a quick review, their lawyer had to admit I was right. Karen hasn't bothered me since. She still drives past sometimes, glaring from her golf cart as my guests enjoy the lake, but she never says a word. Because she knows now. It's my land, my rules.